Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this Moto X Style with me. And just last month, I did the full in-depth review for this Moto X Style with its pros and cons. And it was with Android Lollipop at that time. So if you are interested in the review, just watch that video. But now this Moto X Style has got the Android M update. That is Android version 6, as you can see. And there are some minor changes that I've noticed that I'm going to talk about in this video. And the biggest change that I would say with Android Marshmallow is regarding storage. This Moto X Style accepts a micro SD card. With Android Lollipop, you couldn't use the micro SD card for storing your apps, but that has changed significantly with this Android Marshmallow, because let me actually show you. Actually have a 16 gigabyte SD card, and as you can see now with Android Marshmallow, the operating system is actually using it as internal storage. Many of the heavy apps that I've installed are being automatically installed to the SD card, and I would suggest opting for a fast SD card, not a slow card. And also make sure that nothing is there on the SD card, because when you insert it and if you want to use it as internal storage, it will format it and encrypt it. But after that is done, the process is seamless. You don't have to worry. Apps automatically get installed to the SD card. For example, I have some games and stuff also, they are automatically getting installed to the SD card. So that is one huge improvement, I would say, because I have the 16 gigabyte variant of this Moto X Style, and after installing a few games and stuff, the internal storage used to be really low, but now with this option you don't have to worry about internal storage. So that's a big plus in my opinion. Next improvement is regarding apps with Android Marshmallow. I won't go over all the topics regarding Android Marshmallow because I've already made a separate video regarding that with the Nexus 5X, and even with this Moto X Style, we have same features with Android Marshmallow. But one thing I really like with Android Marshmallow is in terms of permission. If you go to this app info and click on permission, by default, as you can see, we have all permissions for the apps. But let's say you don't want this location permission, or for that fact, camera for this specific app, you can just deny that. So you have that level of control with Android Marshmallow, and that's a good feature in my opinion. Also, we have Google on tap, but we still get, if you just swipe to the left, the Google Now is still there. That functionality is still there. And we have Google Now on tap. If you just hold the home button, it will come. I have to just set it up. I didn't do that, but that works. Also, another thing that I have noticed is that this is not stock. This is actually a third-party app that I'm using. This is called Power Toggles. In fact, I would suggest that you watch this other video that I made actually for Nexus devices. But most of the apps that you can also use it on the Moto X Style to enhance its functionality. Anyways, they have actually moved the Do Not Disturb. Earlier, if you just used to use the volume button and go all the way down, you could access the Do Not Disturb settings. But with Android Marshmallow, they have moved it now. And now if you go here, you get the Do Not Disturb, and you have priority, total silence, and you can also silence it for, let's say, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours and stuff like that. So that option has been moved. Another thing that I actually noticed that, and as I was using this even with Android Lollipop, and with Android Lollipop, I would say I was getting a battery life of around screen on time of about 3.5 hours with my typical full day's usage. I would say the battery life has improved a little bit, but not by a huge margin. I would say now I am able to get screen on time of close to about 4 hours. So in my rough estimate, I would say the battery life has improved by about 10% with this Android Marshmallow update. And thanks to that dose feature also, the standby life is actually really good. As you can see, here I was not actually actively using the phone, hence it gives good standby life. Also, one thing that I have noticed is that even with the Android Lollipop, I used to notice minor UI lags at time. That is still present after this Android Marshmallow update also. It does not happen most of the time. As you can see, the phone is very fluid in most circumstances, but sometimes when I'm in this Google Now and when I hit this home button, now it came smoothly, but sometimes there are stutter animation. Also in some specific apps, for example, in Play Store, let it load. Actually, when I move, as you can see, it is a little bit choppy. It is not very smooth. So I know it is the scrolling choppiness a little bit in few apps, particularly in the Play Store. And I also noticed that with my Twitter account. As you can see, it's not the smoothest. But apart from this, it works very well, I would say. Again, in terms of performance, I didn't see a huge performance difference between Android Lollipop and Android Marshmallow, apart from the battery life that is about 10%. And the biggest improvement, I would say, is regarding the SD card. So these were some of the changes that I've noticed with this Moto X Style with Android Marshmallow. Again, make sure you watch the other videos that I've posted on the Moto X Style for more info. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.